Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right, this video I was supposed to make a couple of days ago, but due to a lot of personal reasons, I did not. It's about a very close friend, or someone I considered close, a VIP client, rich and successful. To my shock and surprise, he cheated off many people of millions of dollars, millions, and he has run away. He is Indian, and I've known him for, we were so close, or rather, forget the close part. I would personally vouch my character for his character. I considered him a good man. But obviously, where it came to money and all that, I would tell people, even though I trust him with my life, you have to use your discretion, and whatever you deal with him, consider that you have lost everything. So only then deal with him. Anyway, I'll talk to you about this and why it is shocking. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, my name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. Like I told you, like he is my VIP client. Like that, I have clients who I've been coaching, mentoring for many years now. Many years. Some 6, the longest one is 12, where they pay money either per month or year. And I offer services like personal branding, coaching, people share their problems. And nowadays it is predominantly for getting well-paying jobs in Dubai, UAE, the Middle East. Details are put down below. Okay, so this guy has been my client for more than 6 years. Yeah. Very nice guy. More or less my age. Very smart, very sharp, very intelligent. I had nothing but respect for him. Absolute gentleman, absolute. And his corporate life, pretty good. As a businessman, he used to really talk big things. But I was not a big fan of his business acumen. I was a fan of his character. I was a fan of his goodness. I was a fan of his education, highly educated. I was a fan of his achievements in the corporate world. I was a fan of his experience and expertise in the subject matter that he was an expert. So those areas, yes. As a father, yes, I admired him a lot. The worst you could say was, as a husband, terrible. Means he was not bad, but his selection was bad. Especially his spouse. He was, sad to say, he was a simp. He couldn't control his wife. Anyway, he was a nice guy, but not perfect. So I really liked the guy. And one of the reasons why, and he was opposite of my character, where I was brash and a rebel and loud and boisterous, he was cool, calm, composed. Where I was an atheist, he was religious. Where I didn't have patience, I wanted fast results. He was very patient. So yeah, we had differences in our personality. But then one area where I always get confused, he always wanted to start a business. And the business he wanted to start was never small. Like for example, He wanted to start a e-commerce store to rival Amazon in the Middle East. I was like, isn't that going to cost you millions and millions of dollars? And true to that word, he had sought investments, venture capital investments. He had taken it first round, second round, third round. He had shown me the website's prototype. In hindsight, I don't know whether this was all a fraud, but he used to show me all this. And plus, he had a team working for him in India. So, and you're talking about $500,000 US investment, then $2 million US, then $5 million US. So big numbers. In fact, after I moved to Thailand, he even proposed that he would leave me as a partner and I had to infiltrate the Thai market. I told him, no way, man. Not possible. I'm not cut out for that kind of work. He offered me salary, offered me partnership, offered me incentives. I refused. I just couldn't. She's like, fine. So, overall, this guy is smart, intelligent, amazing. But then he went through a series of, like I went through a series of misfortune where I lost everything, and follow my channel, you know that I lost everything. So he was there to help me. Seriously, he was there to help me. He helped me in quite a number of ways. In fact, he even lent me his luxury car, a 4-wheel luxury car. I'll not give specifics because I don't want his identity to be known. Gave me his 4-wheel. He didn't ask nothing. Like, you know, who will give their own car? He said, you need to travel around, you use this. He gave me cash in hand. Said, you pay back, which I did. Not much, but I didn't want to get more in debt. But yeah, he was my VIP client, so he paid me a good sum for coaching, mentoring, training, whatever. So, just as I went through ups and downs and he was there for me, I didn't know that he went through ups and downs. He never shared with anyone. He got into trouble with the law. Apparently, he was working for a very sensitive project. Now, once again, I'm casting doubt on what he has said because of what has happened now. At that time, he told me that he had signed up with a big sheikh, and but then he wanted out. So this guy put him behind bars and asked him for compensation, which was millions. He paid it off because he had savings. I told him, why didn't you tell me? He was like, no, I wanted to fight this battle by myself. I was like, okay. So he went through lots of ups and downs. And after that, he decided to only focus on trying to create a business or running a business. The last I knew what he was doing was taking money from people and investing it into shares, crypto, commodities, stock market, which I was not a big fan of. And I told him, listen man, you'll mess it up here. No one can be smarter than the system. But he said, don't worry Loy, I've dedicated almost 20 years of my life. So, because he knew me, he said, can you refer me to anybody? If you know, I'll give you commission. I told him point blank, I said, listen, I don't want the commission because if things don't work out, then I'll be entangled. I'll just recommend the clients. So I had a couple of clients, including a couple of multi-millionaires. You know, it's like network, who's who you recommend. And so I put him across. Now, not everyone will like you. Not everyone will want to do business with you. So out of, let's say, example, out of 10 people, he had a 40% success. So out of 10 people, 4 said, okay, we'll give you a shot since Loy is recommending. And he took various amounts, and before my contacts were to give the amount, informed me like, your contacts will be investing, but obviously confidentiality, so he didn't tell me how much. So I contacted my contacts. Some were putting $50,000, some $100,000. So it depended on your risk appetite. So I told them, see, listen, before you invest, even though he's close to me, I have good relationship with him, I have good memories, but I want you to invest thinking and knowing that you don't know me, you don't know him, and he can run away with your money. They said fine. So people that I knew gave him money. However, out of the 10 clients that I recommend, I'm giving 10 as a rough figure. One of them, very rich, very, very rich. He said, Loy, can I talk to you? You're free. Yeah. So he spoke to me via video. He said, see, Loy, I want to caution you about this guy. I said, why? What happened? Saying you referred me to him. I spoke to him, and I was in talks with him for almost 3 months. He said, and I gave him peanuts to see what he would do. Like, for example, if a guy is a millionaire, maybe give the guy 10,000. Like, okay, you lose it, lose it. So he gave a specified amount. He didn't tell me how much, obviously more than 10,000. And he wanted to see what he would do. So, they say start small. He's saying initially he was very good with the reports. Every week I would get a report. But the report was never structured. And the emails were like never following like A, B, C, D. If I received 10 emails, each one would be a different format. And I one day told him, say, listen, I'll pay you a little extra, but give me a weekly email. And there should be a structure. This is the structure I want. I'll pay you a premium. Give me the structure that I like. Thankfully, he didn't charge him money for that. But he was not at all consistent. One day, you would send him an email once a week. So you do that for 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Then you would send him, then skip a day, send him after 10 days. Then you would send him after 3 days. That was one. The second problem was he would promise a certain percentage. Let's say, for example, you would say 5% on whatever you give me, 5. Sometimes it would be 6, which was good, but then it'll be 3, the following this thing, then it'll be 1, then one day it'll be none. So he's saying I was not comfortable, and finally when I pressed him for, okay, give me information about your team, about your company portfolio, your brochure. He's saying there he didn't have anything concrete. He's saying that is where my antennas went up. And he's saying, I finally told him, listen, I've given you the money, please return it. I would like to discontinue. Now, on the good side, I give you a small sum, right? I said, for example, 10,000. He said he'll give you 10,000. You give him 10,000, he'll give you your 10,000 back, plus he'll give 2,000 extra as a bonus. Example. He honored that. Okay? He honored that. But to get the capital amount took some time. In hindsight, what I suspect is taking money from here, putting it there, money from there, putting it here. And he was literally, this is what I found out later on. He would put something in crypto, something in this thing, okay, commodities. He would take a gamble on everything. And if you have even a theoretical knowledge of gambling, always remember the house wins. You can't forever win. Even Warren Buffett, it comes down to luck in the long term with very low risk, but he was a high risk player. It's okay. All this was going in the background. As soon as he told me this, Immediately, I called up my contacts and I informed all of them, see, listen, this guy who is close to me and who I trust and who is a nice guy, but it seems that there are red flags in his operations and the way he's doing business. So I would suggest you take your money back. So I told all my contacts. To my surprise, my contacts told me, no, Loy is perfect. So I said, what do you mean he's perfect? Because I always ask specific. I said, no, Loy, he told me he'll give me X amount. He has given me beyond that. Guys who gave him like $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, big amounts. So I was like, oh, he gave you back. One of them even told me, Loy, this was one of the best things you ever did for me. More than your coaching. He's saying, you helped me make money. He's saying, all the money I put for you, I made it back. He's saying, here's, in fact, I'm planning to continue your coaching because even without taking your service. And he was kind enough to give me a tip also because he was so happy. But I was, okay, happy with the tip, but more than that, I was like confused because here is one multi-millionaire telling me red flags, but here is another guy who's saying, no, he's perfect. I spoke to still a lot more. One person said gloom and doom. The rest everyone said, no, we are okay, we are happy. The only thing that they said was a couple of drawbacks. He talks too much. He brings in God a lot. He gives a big lecture. There's nothing which is systematic. Same issues what he said. One day the email will come after a week. Then it'll come after 10 days. Then there'll be a long email. Then there'll be short email. He'll give you big stories. He'll say 5%, okay, or 4% or 3%, whatever. And then he'll change it to, okay, 3 this time because market is down. Sometimes he'll give, sometimes he'll skip. So they said, these are his drawbacks. But overall, if I'm making money, I'll overlook all this. I said, fine. So like they say, life goes on. I didn't hear from him. I didn't hear from my clients. These people who invested. They would book my sessions, but nothing related to this guy. And out of the few who invested with him, they got busy with their own world. So we didn't communicate for almost a year. Few days ago, I got one of these guys, big guys. He said, Loy, when you're free, want to take a few minutes, just talk to you. He's saying, told me, I'll take 10, not more. So I said, I'll send you a message in the evening. I had 5 clients that day. So in the evening, I sent him a message. Yeah, man, I'm free. Let's talk. And he asked me, where's your this friend? I said, he's somewhere. I'm not in touch with him. He's part of my WhatsApp groups. He's part of my Facebook groups. He's part of all the other groups, whatever. Because, he was there for me in my time of need. I trust him. And plus, he used to pay me good money. Remember, he was my VIP client. Started off that way. So I said, Loy, can you just send him a message and ask him, or can you just tell me if he's online? I said, sure. The thing is, there's so many WhatsApp groups. People come, people go, people share. I don't check every day. So when I checked, to my surprise, he was in none of my groups. Not one. I was like, huh? Then, obviously I had his old number. Sent him a message, but there was no acknowledgement. What happens when someone either blocks you or discontinues the number? Then I checked on Facebook. He was not there also. He was my friend on Facebook connection. So he had practically vanished. And I say, he's not there. I don't understand what's going on. I said, Loy, I just want you to know, and I want you to alert your people. This guy's run away with everyone's money. I was shocked. I said, what do you mean by everyone's money? Saying, just like you referred him to me, I referred him to quite a number of people. Close friends, relatives. They put their money with him, and now he has vanished. Immediately, I was like, oh shit, man. You need to give me some time. I need to verify this. To my horror, what he had done, this client who I spoke to, he had referred other people to him. Each and every single person had referred somebody to them. In fact, just a few days, it seems, before he vanished, one of my closest friends, not rich people, had recommended their rich relatives. They just put in the money and they didn't get even a cent of their return. And then obviously I started to make calls, and many of them said he responds to the emails, he doesn't respond to WhatsApp, but it's all God and, don't worry. And he's saying, many of them said, talking to him has to get so fed up. I just wanted the money end of the month. I didn't bother. So I told them, why didn't you tell me that this was on? He's saying, no, people who take money generally act like this. And most of them had made their money. But the problem was, those were the early investors. The rest of the people who put their money, they lost. And obviously, even my early investors, like if they put 100,000, they got like 60, 70,000 back. Now the rest, they were struggling. Capital investment. The interest is something else. So I was curious about this. But then, out of sheer curiosity, I contacted members of my group. Now, one of the rules in my group is you will not communicate with each other unless you publicly take permission. And I made that for a reason, so there would always be public acknowledgement. To my horror, the rule I gave these guys, they violated it. They contacted him privately, or he contacted them privately. And long story short, when I roughly made a calculation, this guy has crossed millions of dollars, millions. Just imagine if one person has put 1 million, can't it go up to 50 million? Now, I'm not saying he has 50 million, I don't know. But I can tell you he has a big sum of money. And he's just vanished. Vanished. There's no, like, they're saying they send emails. Now even the emails are slowed down. See, the thing that shocks me out of this whole story is the guy is a good guy. The guy is a good man. Out of the 6-7 years I've known him, he cheated nobody. Now, it's very easy to call him a scammer and fraudster, and very easy to use these terms. What I feel, this is what I feel, and I'm not justifying. What I feel is he thought he was smarter than the market. This is what I feel. I think he thought he could beat the market at his own game, that he could get lucky. Yes, initial luck may be there, cryptocurrency, and put 1 and get 10. But then, at some point, you start believing in your own hype. First you put 1, then you put 10, then you put 100. So your confidence grows. Oh, I'm getting... And finally one day you put all the chips in. And that's where you get fucked. I don't know how he operated or what he did, but this is my assumption. And once it comes down to zero, or once it goes down, it's harder. It's not like some people think you put 10, okay, you get 100. You put 100, you get 1,000. So if you put 1,000 and you lose 1,000, okay, just put 100 again, yeah, but you need to generate that 100, right? And that 1,000 that you put, you have to pay back other people, right? So now you have minus 1,000 plus minus whatever you borrow. And now you have to take care of more people. It's like the classic Bernie Madoff thing. Yes, I'm upset about my close clients losing their money because they're people I care about. But what's more saddening is someone who is such a good human being had to take this road. I'm very sure he was not left with any choice. Because maybe one day after he put the money, expecting to return, someone maybe cheated him or he lost, or it was a bad call and he saw his bank balance zero, but now he has to pay everyone millions because that's what he was playing with. What to do then? Run away, right? Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. So I don't know. It's shocking when the person you least expect does it. But it's even more shocking when someone you have such high regard, who such a good human being, such a close friend. Like they say, life is unpredictable, man. It's bloody crazy. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Alright? And please, if you know who I'm talking about, please don't mention his name. I just want to keep it private. You guys take care. Signing off.